do 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 do. It's the Refuge Livestream. We should get a theme song. That'd be so cool. Just like a little jingle, you know? Nothing too serious. I think that would be good. Every good American company needs a jingle.
Like how you and Heath and was it JT or Ty? The America
Truck, yeah!
And we are live.
Good afternoon, boys, girls, gerbils, and whatever else you are out there. Honestly, though, if you are a gerbil and you got a hold of an iPhone or Android, I'm impressed that you can stay here for the whole live. I said so. But thank you so much for tuning into the Refuge HQ live stream. This is where we sit down and we just have a chat. A couple of cool kids, excluding myself, I'm just a wannabe, but a couple of cool kids like yourselves sitting down having a discussion about TACMed, the industry, the kits, the surrounding chaos that is here, and then, whatever else is going on, whatever questions you might have. If you do have a question, go ahead and type them in all caps, throw them in the comment box or live chat or whatever thing you've got, or hey, just shoot us a text at the store phone. Maybe Heath will see it. He'll read out the question to me. But thanks so much for being here today, guys. We love you, as always. Who we got here? Anybody good? That's a joke because you're all good. You're all important. You're all cherished. We've got some awesome stuff. What are we talking about today? Oh, Refuge Nation, of course. Guys, if you haven't set up your promo code with Refuge Nation, you're missing out on an opportunity to get free med gear, which would be silly if you did that. So go set up your link, and then anytime somebody asks you, like you're hanging out with your homies, they're like, "Hey, where'd you get that med kit on your belt there?" Oh, dude, here's what you do: type in this link, and it's your link, right? So it's refugemedical.com/your link, right? Whatever your name is, and they can go there, and it gets you free med gear in return. So I mean, that's a W right there. That's what we call that. What is up, Aaron? What is up? Oh, dude, Christina's here. This freaking awesome person there. What's up, Jason Howard? All these awesome cats. I'm going to hop over to the YouTube now, so that way I can pay attention to all you lovely people. Because you're all... What you got? Question?
When will you refill the potassium iodine pills?
When will we refill the potassium iodine? Are we out of stock on KIO3?
I didn't know that we were.
I didn't think we were.
Oh, no.
We don't have potassium iodate. We stopped carrying potassium iodate, but we currently should have stock of iodide. Hey, Britt!
Checking now.
Britt! Come here! I'll get the boss. I just work here. I don't even know what's going on.
It does say sold out.
So that must have happened today. I would have guessed realistically that potassium iodide is going to come back in stock in the next 4 days.
We're just waiting for it to show up.
We're just waiting for it to show up, Britt said. It's already been ordered. It's already on the ship. It's already on a plane somewhere flying into us. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Britt right here. Britt, Lady Liberty, also called that. She is known as the Director of Operations. She runs this bitch, effectively. So somebody was asking about KIO3, and they were super nervous.
Oh, yeah. No, it's coming. We're just waiting for it to show up. I think we have over 100 coming. So.
Kosher Dad, have you figured out how to get Silver Refuge silver rounds for orders over $300 yet? No, and I don't know how you know about that. That must have been on a live stream on Patreon or something, because I thought that was a private conversation between me and one other person, so I'm confused. Hello. Yes, Lord.
Brenda Prince,
Hey,
who
Brenda.
we love. She's
coming to Whiskey
awesome.
with Bear this weekend.
She's asking for prayers. She's having a checkup, 5 masses to make sure nothing has changed since her last biopsy.
Dude, let's pray right now. What are we doing? Holy Heavenly Father, thank you so much for this day. Father, thank you for the love that you give us, for the path that you give us. Father, we just lift up our sister Brenda to you. We ask that you just cover her, give her peace that surpasses all understanding, and then just heal her. Father, guide every single doctor she comes in contact with, guide her heart, guide her mind, and let it just be steadfast for you. And we love you, and we thank you for how you're going to move in this. In your son's name, sure. Amen.
Amen.
Rock and roll. Boom. Bear did that live last night. Oh, cool. Cool.
I think that was live on YouTube.
Harmony said, blame T.
Nice. Awesome. Sweet. I was so confused there for a second. Tigers Valley, what is up? David Hostfield. Shalom, brother. Guys, as always, if you have questions, feel free to throw them in the chat below. We got a couple of cool things that we're going to talk about today. The first thing is going to be the birth and postpartum bucket. So we've got 5 babies that have been born with these suckers so far, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's not just live safe.
Not born into a bucket.
No.
Yeah, they didn't go in the bucket. The babies were born. The bucket was utilized through the birthing process. The bucket is not a tool. The bucket is just to hold stuff.
Yep.
That's all. Don't use the bucket in the birthing process. I mean, maybe to carry water or something. I don't know.
We did.
Did you really?
We did. Remember to empty out the birth pool at your house?
No, I don't.
I emptied out the birth pool. But yeah, I used the bucket to just scoop out the water and toss it in.
So we're going to talk to you from 2 different perspectives here. So my wife and I had a home birth, and we utilized the baby birthing bucket as well as the postpartum bucket. And so I'm going to talk about my experience, and then you can talk about your experience because you also utilize these tools with you and your husband's home birth.
Yep.
So the first thing when we started setting up and everything, like the day before we kind of thought that stuff was going to happen, we kind of started, really getting everything laid out, and getting, ready to go. And when we started doing that, that's kind of when I realized how much stuff is actually in this.
Yeah.
Because
There's no fluff.
I didn't know how much we needed. So I'm setting out all these tools and everything like that. And, there's all of these medical components, whether it's the drapes or the gauzes or the dressings or the
You're bringing an entire human being into this world,
Right. And I knew that, but I guess I just had disconnected enough to where I thought, she was just going to go in the bedroom and have the baby and come out. And me and the boys were going to be
We wish it was that easy.
Smoking a cigar. We'd be like, she's a baby, see?
You guys have it so easy.
I know. I was going to say, we wish it was that easy.
So easy. And so for us, we utilize multiple things inside the birth bucket.
We used probably just about everything.
I know we used the ER birth kit.
Yeah, you didn't use the mucus strap.
We did not use the mucus strap. We used the oral thermometer. We used the scrub brush. We used the tape measure. The gloves. The tape measure was cool because we kept using it too. That was one of those things that we're using it now, like tracking how it grows. Lube, yep. Gel, alcohol wipes, yep. The underpads, definitely. And
I'd recommend getting more of those.
Yeah,
because
actually,
we can't fit more than what's already in there in the bucket.
Right. Because I was like, can we double that?
Sarah was talking about how they didn't know where water was going to break, so they just started laying it everywhere because she kept moving.
There's just pads.
Yep.
It's like you got a new
It's
puppy.
a room with basically puppy pads.
Yep.
The instant heat packs we used, washcloths for shizzle. The headlamp we did not use, because we have power, which was good, but that's a good item to have in there. If you didn't have power, like say it was like a natural disaster and you were stuck somewhere, it's great to have a headlamp. We didn't use the survival blanket, and then peroxide bottle, we used. Pretty much everything else we did use.
Yeah, footprint or birth certificate.
Yeah, and that's cool. So we give you like a little birth certificate. We give you a footprinter kit so you can get their footprints. And then we do like a receiving blanket. All of this is like really utilizable. For me, I was much more support capacity for my wife than I was like using these components, right? Like you were actually the one that was kind of taking action there.
Brittany was picking Callie up because
She did.
she's a beast, and Brittany was also 9 months pregnant or
pregnant.
something like that.
Yeah, she was all the way pregnant while she was helping my wife give birth too. So I'm gonna let you talk about your side and kind of how your experience went with the baby birthing bucket because it is such a cool product.
Yeah, so I actually got to help design the baby birthing bucket as well as the postpartum bucket because before coming into Refuge, I had 3 home water births. Had been a doula, had been around multiple other births, so I kind of had known what was needed and what wasn't, so that was really cool to help build the birth and postpartum bucket. I think the postpartum bucket is just as needed for the birth as the birth bucket because the postpartum bucket is for the mom to help in recovery afterwards and all those types of things. So if you get the birth bucket, please get the postpartum bucket. It is just as needed. But I got to use the birth bucket at your wife's birth and at Sarah's birth because Sarah and I shared in our video as well as my own, and everything in it is super useful. I would say just get more underpads and more receiving blankets. That's the only things that we wish we could fit more of in here, but it's only a 5-gallon bucket.
Yeah, we can't make the bucket bigger.
Yeah, if you want a 10-gallon bucket, you might be able to fit it all, but and the hydration salts that I know we're hitting on multiple times this week. Hydration is a huge thing. I just looked it up this morning to get an accurate statistic, and 75% of adults in America are chronically dehydrated. They only drink, on average, 2.5 cups of water a day.
I don't even know if I drink that.
That shit's retarded.
This
right?
is nice. So this is why when our wives complain to us about literally anything, the first thing we always ask is, "Have you drank water today?" Like,
and is the answer normally yes?
Yeah, it's no.
Yeah.
It's usually, yeah, I drink water. How much?
Yep.
Not even close to enough.
Yeah.
2 bottles.
Yeah, they're not real about that.
They were baby bottles.
Yeah.
They were like 6 ounces.
The recommended hydration cups of water you're supposed to drink a day during pregnancy is 8 to 12 cups is the average. So if most people don't even hit that not being pregnant, you should super hit it during pregnancy because it's a huge help. But that's why the oral rehydration salts are in here, as well as bendy straws, because we used it in the births. But you put it in water, put the bendy straw in it, and just little sips to the mom, during labor and especially after labor to kind of rehydrate her and build her back up, because she just gave birth to a whole human. So
dude,
she did a lot of work.
that stuff is intense.
Yeah.
And shout out to you guys for designing these buckets, because like I know they asked both T and I at different times, what do you guys think? And we were like, we have literally zero idea. We could not. I think a bucket's a good choice.
I think you should shit a baby out. That's what I think.
I think whatever you need, dear. That sounds great.
And the add-ons I think are super great too. The only reason they're not in the bucket is price points and because they're have bigger expiration dates, so you kind of need to cycle them. But the tincture, the after-use tincture, is like my best friend after having birth for all those after-birth pains. The Eldon blood typing cards that you can blood type the baby as well as mom and dad if you don't know are great. And the after herbal sitz bath is great too.
My wife raged about that.
Yeah.
The sitz bath, she freaked out about that. What are you screenshotting over there? You got something funny going on?
No, we just got kicked off of TikTok.
Yeah, because y'all are talking about baby birth. You're not saying human birth from birthing.
What?
What is it say?
You didn't use the right pronouns. You said mom.
You're not communist bastards.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's because you said retarded. Is why I got taken.
Oh my god!
First of all, I am that.
You definitely don't say retarded. That shit would be retarded if you said retarded a bunch
Would
of
it be
times.
better if we said retardundo, which is where it comes from? It means to slow down.
Last time we got kicked off for being homophobe, so.
Yeah.
Ah, man.
Which is why everybody should be subscribed to the Refuge YouTube channel
Yes.
Exactly.
and signed up on the mailing list. Because there will come a day when the reptilian overlords actually take over.
They're gonna kill us, man.
No, they're gonna kill
The
not
channel.
us.
The channel,
Yeah.
not us.
Yeah.
Okay. Not
He
literal
didn't
us.
mean that. He didn't.
I mean,
devices.
I meant it.
yeah.
I'm shooting back.
I'm done, dude.
I gotta go.
I love
Bye.
Love y'all. You guys are the
Bye,
best.
you. You're the best.
Yeah, I'm peace.
Peace.
Shalom, y'all.
Oh, hey! We've got a hello, y'all, from the soap lady,
Oh, what up, soap lady?
Johnny.
What it do?
Actually, like her soap is super legit though.
Well, I'm glad that you
talk about
said
it all the time.
her soap is fire.
Her
That would
soap
be
is-
kind of. That would be kind of awkward.
I'll
if
tell you what, bro. Her soap
like
It's
fire.
hella clean, bro.
Ah.
No, but it is really good, and she makes soap without weird lard in it and stuff too for us, which
That
is a
is
big.
nice.
Because like natural soap is really hard to find that doesn't like have weird stuff in it, and so she
Are
keeps
you
it natural.
eating
Keeps
your
it
soap?
no, I don't, but I still like don't want to bathe in something unclean. Like if I were to touch it, if it was dead and it's still clean, it's unclean. I
Yeah.
don't want like bathe in it. I don't know.
Mhm.
I'm weird.
You
Brenda
do?
Prince is like soap lady. I think it's like I forget what her name is. Like I think it's Turnbow soap lady, like TURNBO soap or something like that.
Gotta go. I see people walking in the door.
Who is it?
I'm coming. Sorry.
Somebody's in trouble.
Harmony, I don't even know why you're not, but you're getting your rent right
Yeah, Harmony
now.
didn't have a.
I think she deserves
Whoa.
it. She,
Swag 'em, Harmony.
she's put in enough work to get a wrench.
What do we need to swag?
I don't know. She just said no one has given me one yet. I keep telling them I'm good at whacking people.
Dude, that's like my favorite thing to do on the live streams is when you just start schwacking people. So yeah, we talked about Refuge Nation. Oh, guys, new classes just went in the store for
What?
August in Pensacola. Go to Refuge Training and get those Pensacola classes. Also, if you're like, man, I'm not sure if I want to do a full ER, I'm not sure if I want to commit to that, come take a CPR course. Come take a bleeding prevention course. It's a really, really easy curriculum. It's very, very you can grasp it easily, and the cadre are just phenomenal, guys. They're so good at what they do and how they do it. Seriously, it's breathtaking. So I think July, there's still 2 or 3 slots for the ER, which is coming up at the end of the month, and that ER is going to be awesome. Like, there are some, like, I know some of the people who are coming for that ER, and I'm not going to say it, but it's going to be freaking awesome. So if you're on the fence about this month, you should definitely do it. If you're like, man, I can't schedule it this month, August is going to be pretty intense. I think we were talking about even switching the secondary location too, because a lot of people don't realize this. ER has 2 locations, so the second day you travel to a new site where you are now dealing with a bunch of problems, and we were talking about adding a new location for August. That's a little bit.
City again?
That's still in Pensacola. That's gonna be Pensacola, Oklahoma. That's right by Fort Smith. So it's about 15 minutes outside of Fort Smith, Arkansas. Fort Smith has an airport. They have hotels. They have food. They have civilization. All the things that you want when you travel, they have it. So that's a great option. And then if you're maybe on the far west coast and you were wanting something, we do have a couple of classes in Idaho coming up in September, right? So those are going to be some cool courses because the location, like location. I'm big on training inside of different environments, and the Idaho location is very unique with how it's set up. So I don't want to give too much away, but I would definitely check that out if you guys are looking to get training. And maybe you've already been through refuge training. Maybe you've already experienced that and you know how effective it is. And you're like, man, I don't want to do it again, or I just did it. Why don't you get together with your people and support somebody else getting trained, right? That's something we do here often is like we'll sponsor somebody. So like everybody will throw in a little bit and we'll get them to go train or go do something. So that way they have that skill. I think that's super beneficial inside of a group, a congregation, a mag, a tribe, or whatever you want to call it, right? A community is look at your younger guys and gals, because those are options. But look at those two and say, who wants to move up, who wants to train, and then have some of the old heads support them. You know, maybe they're not as, driven or physically able, but they want to support that way. That's a great option. What you got?
2 things. Scott on Facebook, and he is so faithful about being on our lives.
Oh, thanks, Scott. You're freaking awesome. I love you.
Wanting to know how much it is. And then we also had Vision Preparedness over on Instagram asked any classes near Ohio.
Yeah, so absolutely. So first is Scott. Scott, the prices change depending on where you are and what class you're doing. So I think the CPR class is only like $85. And the bleeding prevention course is like 100 and something. I think it's under $200.
Yeah.
I know it's under $200. And then like it goes up from there, right? What I recommend is like if you're a capable adult, you should, and I mean that honestly, like if you're a capable adult, you should sign up for the ER and take the 1, 2, and 3. So the essential responder has responder 1, responder 2, and responder 3. Responder 1 is an expounded BPC, bleeding prevention course. So it has some extra nuggets and truth in there. The responder 2 is your introduction to scenario-based training. Then responder 3 is your scenario-based training. That's when you're like going after it. And those vary in price from $300 up to $1,500, $1,600. But you got to understand, it's not like I hate to say like what does it cost, like what's the price. Like I don't feel like those are the right words. It's much more of an investment, right? Like I often invest. So I invest into 9mm every month, right? I invest into 250 rounds of 9mm every single month. That's my training ammo. That's what I'm going to use every single month, right? So it's not an option. It's like I have to do that because that skill is deteriorating and depreciates. Same thing with your TAC med. In a civilian level, like going to a good TECC course, going to a good Stop the Bleed course, a good CPR course, dude, that's force multiplication. And you really, really should get out there and take advantage of these classes while people are still doing them. Because I don't think you understand how hard it is inside of this crazy legalistic world that we live in to go out and teach people to do this. It's very, very challenging. There's a lot of powers that be that do not want individuals being more resilient, more independent, more prepared, more capable, more sustainable. They don't want you to do that. And that's a lot of what these type of training groups come from and are doing. So I definitely recommend, med side, come over to Refuge Training. If you're If you're looking for maybe something like more tactical, Orion Training Group is an awesome organization. They partner with some really awesome cadre over there to teach hard lessons, as well as there's a plethora of others. If you haven't been over to the Bear Independent channel and learned all the preparedness, the prepper classroom and everything there, you should absolutely do that.
Yeah, training was awesome. I had a whole new outlook once I took it,
Yeah,
finally.
you just took it.
Yeah, I was just, May?
Yeah.
I think? Yeah, full essential responder.
I only got the, level 1.
Yeah.
It was, you learn so much.
Yeah, well worth every moment, penny,
Yeah.
sacrifice.
The biggest complaint that we hear from students, and I'm not just saying this is honest, and we just decided whether we were going to voice this out to people, but the biggest complaint that we get to students is that we do not charge enough. That's the number one thing and piece of feedback we get in Improve and Sustain at the end of it during our AAR.
Yeah, you're given so much more than you think you're going to get.
Yeah, the cadre for RT also give a lot of themselves, their personal experiences, their failures, their successes inside of that training. So you're getting a lot of firsthand experience that maybe you wouldn't have gotten with less personal Stop the Bleed course that was just put on locally.
My favorite part was that they actually, you run the scenario and then they critique you and actually give you, that time to discuss and, personal time to, go through each part and what you could do better, what you did great. And that was something I had never had in prior trainings. They don't take that moment to actually have a real conversation.
Yeah, we do a lot of
They're on to next one, and if that's not what we do at all.
Yeah, that's a big thing is we'll always have 2 lead instructors going, and the reason we decided to, because we used to not do that, but we always have 2 lead instructors going, and the reason for that is it allows 1 lead instructor to always be working with a student and 1 lead instructor to always be managing the class. And so one-on-one training is something that everybody needs, but it's so hard to block it out. And so we increase the amount of cadre to kind of give you a more personalized and in-tune experience for training. What do you got, Lauren?
Sean Candler asked.
Whoa. You just obsecking him like that.
It's his name on Facebook, Dudley.
No, we just got knocked off of TikTok. That's Desert Goon Medic on TikTok.
Okay, so
what up, Desert Goon Medic?
Facebook, Desert Goon Medics. He asked if we got his email. Did Research and Development get his email?
Because
I believe so.
He was dropping a whole bunch of fire, giving us ideas.
I think actually I remember getting an email pushed to me. So whatever you sent, it was good enough to make it to me. Now, what stack it's sitting in my desk right now, that's a great question. And that's not a you problem, that's a me problem.
And new ideas normally take 6-8 months to a year of T&E development before they even make it where we talk about it.
Yeah, unless it's TJ or I throwing a random Hail Mary and pissing everyone off, which we're really trying not to do anymore.
You know someone that does some extensive research and development here in the building. Saul isn't here on the live stream.
Shalom, brother Saul. Thank you so much for hanging out with us.
You're not going to tell him what he said?
What did he say?
Oh, I just saw his name and I was happy. Real training costs, real experience costs, even more to obtain. Shalom, y'all. Get training while you can. Because the world is getting weird.
The world is getting weird. And Saw totally gets it. Saw has an amazing training program. You guys should go look him up on Patreon. That's where you should support him because that's where the good content is, Survival Application Weapon Systems. And Saw wrote the book on it. He's been there, he's done it, and he gets it. And what he's trying to convey to you is the fact that good trainers, good trainers are becoming less and less willing to extend the liability by putting themselves out there because it's becoming more and more difficult to sustain good training operations right now. And like he said, when he says experience costs, I don't know that everybody wants to pay that price. What you got?
The Jason Howard 11 said essential responder was epic. Super worth every penny to train with such top-notch instructors.
That's awesome.
When is Bear showing up in Arizona?
I don't think he is.
Yeah. I don't think that was on the calendar.
It's not.
What's going on, Vision Preparedness?
Beer God 7. I just ordered my first bear pack.
Dude!
Tomorrow.
First bear back.
I love the video y'all sent. Great customer service.
Bro, what color? I gotta know. The people gotta know what color.
Gas tech.
What color?
Hurry up and type.
What color was it?
Do it
What's your guess?
now.
What's your guess?
Red.
Red? What's your guess?
I'm gonna say OD Green.
OD green?
Red.
Yeah. What do you think?
Oh, I should probably say red.
I think gray.
Gray?
I'm gonna guess.
Ooh.
It wasn't great.
You're going with
Keith would know.
What orders have you fulfilled?
He's
It was
like,
red!
oh, shoot! I love gray.
We just had quite a few reds go out.
Hey, Jake Shoots Guns. If you want Arizona to be an awesome thing, email the Refuge Training team at sales@refugetraining.com.
I'll make this better. So unless you have a private class, like a large group of people that you want us to train in Arizona, we're probably not going to come to Arizona.
Yeah, that's what I was going to get to. Get the people together
And
get it paid, and they will come.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
somebody
hold on.
asked about Ohio too a
No.
little bit ago.
I gotta address this. I need to reword it. So I posted a map of the Whiskey with Bear, and there was locations on the map. That is not the locations for Whiskey with Bear. Those are the states that are being represented by people who are going to the event.
Yeah, there's not a Whiskey with Bear tour.
Yeah, he
That's
was
not
thinking
happening.
that was because he said, "I'll double check the Whiskey with Bear." Nope, that's sorry, guys. Maybe I wasn't clear enough. I will fix that.
Yep. Yeah, I did answer a question about that too.
Oops.
So that makes sense as to why.
Or maybe it's a scavenger hunt.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, Rickster, I received my respiratory kit on Monday.
Nice.
That guy's going to be totally able to breathe now. He's so good. He's going to be respirating and stuff. It's going to be sick. And same goes for Ohio. I think it was Jason that asked about Ohio a little bit ago. We love Ohio. We have nothing against Ohio, same way as Arizona. We are trying to stay centrally located right now unless it's a private class. And another thing is we also do a recovery program where we go out and we train large organizations. And so for us, we're trying to focus in on training home base and setting up a good infrastructure here. So that way the training quality is that much more better for you, right? Because stability breeds consistency, and consistency is quality, and quality is profitable.
But hey, if you have an organization,
Yeah.
a manufacturing facility or whatever, and you need training and medical,
Yeah.
Like-
We're your guys and gals and peoples.
OSHA compliance.
Yeah, I mean, we do full safety planning. So with that, the reason that it's brought up is just we're taking a lot of time and effort to build a really solid training program here right by Fort Smith. The reason being is it's centrally located. Central America, it's in the middle. It's not too far south. It's not too far north. It's not too far west. It's not too far east. And majority of people should be able to come to this. And if it may be an experience for you. It may be, oh yeah, it is a 2-day drive. Well, make it an experience then. Is it worth it? Is the skill worth it? And then, if it isn't, kind of maybe do some soul searching, in my opinion, but that's just me. Because I think it is.
Hey, should we talk about the fact that we got that email about our bear fact being in Egypt on like a bodyguard?
Oh yeah, dude. So here's what's super cool. It wasn't one Refuge fan, it was 2 Refuge fans. So
They like met in Egypt.
yeah, some dude was working a security job in Egypt, had a bear fact on his belt. Dude from America sees bear fact and goes, "Yo, where'd you get a bear fact at?" And he's
No,
like,
you said nice bear fact,
Oh.
and the guy was like, "What? Like,
you know
what
what
that is?"
And so, that's humbling, right? Like bringing it back to Israel's roots, like, all the way back. That's the thing, guys. We're getting pictures of our kits inside of Egypt. We see it constantly across the globe, the world, that these are so very useful. They are so very applicable, and we just have the data. We have the seat time to tell you that confidently now. So if you are struggling, listen, like, we know this works because it's deploying inside of the harshest environments under the most strenuous circumstances, and it's coming out successful. And that's why we're advocating that you get on this train with us. It's a cool medical train, bro. What you got, Doug?
There, after Whiskey with Bear, we're getting so many different event names. We're getting Brats with Brit.
Brats, dude.
Brats.
It's
Brats. Oh, Brats with Brit. They have to be beef. We have Hennessy with Homie.
Hennessy. That I would go to that event. That'd be hilarious.
Donuts with Dudley.
Nice.
What else I see out here?
I saw biscuits with Bob.
Oh, yep. Biscuits with Bob.
Biscuits with Bob.
Oh, yeah. Hey, we got to have all of these events. All to support the building of Caleb House.
Tots with Tato.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, you guys are so funny.
Hamburgers with Heath.
I don't know. Is there, guys,
Wait.
as always, if you have any questions, feel free to type them in all caps, throw them in the chat below. This is an awesome opportunity to be transparent. So this is like, oh man, I've been wondering, or I've been thinking, or what do they think? Go ahead, shoot it in the chat below. We'll answer it. What you got?
All of you around me are kind of young. You might not remember this show called Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego?
Of course we remember that.
Oh, you
show.
remember that? You
Yes.
remember Rockapella?
Mm,
They're like, ooh, doop-a-doo-a-doo-a, pow.
that's.
See?
That not
he
Hanson?
no, he knows that.
Is that what I'm getting confused?
My wife said, where in the world is a bear fact?
That is
That'd be a
awesome.
We got
Social
Stalwart
media.
Peacekeeper up in the house.
What?
No, there's, look at the end of that.
Tacos with Twitch.
Peacekeepers.
That-
I don't.
Are both of them in here?
I don't
No,
know.
it was just one.
Next thing I wanted to talk about a little bit briefly today. Do we have any
Wait,
BKIs and A's?
Yeah, you want one?
Yeah, can I see them?
Oh, was it?
So we kind of did this undercover. We didn't really tell anybody, which probably was a bad job
Are
on us.
Wait,
Are
you guys talking what I think you're talking
Wait,
about?
no.
Oh, okay. Cool.
And so we launched the BPK Intermediate and the BPK Advanced. So this is the bleeding prevention kit. So the Intermediate, you get a little bit more bang for your buck. It's got a little bit more capability inside that still tight vacuum sealed container. And then the BPK Advanced is built out capability. That is serious. Boom, what do we got here? This is the Intermediate. This is the Advanced. All right, so the Intermediate, the additions are going to be your chest seal, your duct tape, and then I think you get an additional compressed gauze. And then the Advanced, so chest seals and duct tapes, you're going to be able to, cover up the box. And then with the Advanced, you get the chest seal, the duct tape, you get combat Z-fold gauze, as well as a nasopharyngeal airway. So this is your full marquee here. This is a pretty dang comprehensive kit. If you were like, man, I want to build a bear fact, but I don't have the money to buy a full bear fact right now, you buy this guy this month, you buy the bag next month, you're dang near good to go. You're pretty close.
You get a trauma pack.
You get a trauma pack. What's a trauma pack? Like $10. So this is a really, really comprehensive kit. These are awesome gifts. These are something I do for my family all the time. I don't usually do it. I do intermediate. I don't usually do advanced. I mean, I'm sure you could if you were like really cool. But intermediate, you buy like 5 of these guys and you hand them out to your family members, and then you know that they have a first aid kit. Or like what you can do is you can take this and you can put this in your sister's glove box, and now you know it's in your sister's glove box. Stuff like that. It's a big, big come up. And just making sure that your family is prepared. I know that we have this tendency, I know I'm guilty of it, of saying like, oh, it's not my job to make sure that they're good. That's not my car. It's not like my sister has a husband. Like, it should be his job, But also, like, I would rather not make that argument at her funeral. I'd rather not make that argument in the hospital. Or I would rather just talk to her and take responsibility and say, hey, man, you don't know what you don't know, right? People may not be aware of this. You could, just by advocating, I don't know if you, the viewer, realize this, just by advocating that people carry a tourniquet, you could literally save a life. And that's
81 lives saved.
Yeah, that's not like a fake, oh, you could save a life if you donate $1 today. No, like we have the stories of people who put on a tourniquet correctly because somebody was told to.
And we had one that her roommate gave her a tourniquet on the way out the door, and
Yep.
it ended up she used it on somebody else and saved their life.
In a train crash.
Yeah.
That was a train crash.
Yep.
Yeah. Guys, it's the butterfly effect of first aid kits. It really is. Like, you buy a BPK intermediate, And then 2 years down the road, somebody doesn't die. And it's like you can't even trace all of it. But it is so real, and it's very, very beautiful. And so I just wanted to share that because they're two, like, these are really affordable options. They're just freaking awesome, bang for the buck. They're smoking hot deals. What do you got?
2 things.
Okay.
I'm going to read this one first from Facebook.
All
Eric
right.
Richard, number 83, saved last night at 02:32 in the morning on inpatient psychiatry. I can't say that word. Cat tourniquet stopped a suicide attempt.
Holy smokes.
Please email admin.
Please email us, admin@Refuge Medical. That could be potential life 83 right there, which would be huge. Guys, this is what we're talking about. First of all praise to the Most High.
Amen.
Second of all, this is why it's so important that you guys have to realize you have a difference. Like, you have an impact. You are important. You're a person that can do good in this world. But it takes action, right? And sometimes the action is, it's not even like, I'm going to buy this. It's, hey, man, I watched this live stream and they taught me how to put a tourniquet on. Do you know what a tourniquet is? They told me that that's the most likely way that I could die that would be preventable. Yeah, I never thought about that. Now, that guy's
conversation 3 times in the last 2 days.
That's what I'm saying. And it's just, now that person has the information and it's on them. You know, they can then take responsibility and accountability, you know?
Speaking about tourniquets, Jake shoots guns as Rhino Rescue TQs. Safe or garbage?
Garbage. Garbage.
Not tested.
It's not tested. It's not COTC. I've reached out to Rhino Rescue multiple times. I've tested their tourniquets. I've gotten them to work. But I don't know about y'all. I care about data, right? I'm a big data guy, especially if I'm about to trust my life to this. For example, my son had a circumcision. We had an option between 2 different doctors to perform the circumcision. One was on his 27th circumcision. New guy, great price, really sweet, awesome dude. The other guy was on his 18,000th circumcision. Guess which one I went with? 18,000 every time, right? Because that guy could do it in his sleep, right? And so for me, I'm a big data dude, right? Rhino Rescue TQs are cat tourniquets. First of all, they look and act the exact same. The one is a recon tourniquet. The metal windlass, their aluminum windlass one, is a recon tourniquet rebranded. I don't care who wants to argue with me. Come at me, Rhino. I'm speaking as Bob right now. And that's just facts, Jack. So no, trust tourniquets that the Committee on TCCC recommend, and here's why. The Committee on TCCC is a group of men and women who study all of the ways the men and women of this country's armed forces have died or were hurt or aid was rendered or whatever the case may be. So if you want to look at the Committee on TCCC and then throw away all that data, you are you're diminishing what those men and women did for this country. The Committee on TCCC is built on sacrifice. You want to know why we know the cat tourniquet works? It's because we remember the times when we didn't have it. Right? So I get a little passionate about this, especially when companies pop up from foreign countries with foreign interests and they start selling tourniquets to Americans and we don't even know if they freaking work. And now, but hey, dude, don't worry. I saved $6. Are you kidding me? Is this where we're at? I know the economy's rough, but like, there's no way that $6 is more important than your life or your wife's life or your best friend's life or that freaking stranger's life. I don't know, man.
Why is medical commodity?
Why is this the one? Like, why can we do it to comms instead? Can we stop commoditizing medical? Can we understand that there is a standard that we have to meet?
Yeah, it's like your rifle or your pistol. Oh, well, I'm not going to trust my life to this. If it's not a Daniel Defense, it's not worth it, right? Well, so you're going to spend money on that, but you're not going to actually put forth the care and the effort to actually take a look at what's truly going to work.
Yeah,
when time and seconds matter.
Rupana said, Have personally used cats and softies in the sandbox multiple times. Nothing else will be carried by me and mine. Will a Bearfac insert without the outside pouch ever be for sale? Integrated into Sojourn Minuteman bags or saw rigs. Yeah, that could work. Yeah. I'll hit you on the side, so I'll hit you on the side. Yeah. That's a great thought. So the Minuteman bags and then also the saw rigs, one of their pockets will take a Bearfac insert and a Bearmin insert perfectly. So what Saw is asking is, would it be possible to just get the insert and not the outer bag?
Yep.
So that way he could, put it inside of his kit and still run it. And I think that would be an awesome application. Yeah, totally. That's great. Somebody just said, I'll be getting 3 more tourniquets in my shipment today. That is freaking awesome. Didn't buy my Cat 7 from Refuge because I live in EU, but I bought it because of y'all, and I carry it everywhere. Mike, that's freaking awesome. I love that, bro. Thank you. Thank you so much. Seriously, that's so great. Rickster said, if Refuge doesn't sell it, I won't buy it. Wow, that's a compliment. That's freaking awesome. But Rickster, understand that, we are humans. We're going to make mistakes. It's not, we might make mistakes. We will. We have. But the only difference is we're going to tell you when we mess up. All right? Because that's just basic dude stuff, I guess.
But at the end of the day, we do follow the data.
Yeah, and that's the big thing for us, man. We got to follow the data. What else we got? So we got some new components that are coming in here to the store so that you guys can grab them. So the first one's the Sawyer Mini. We've been carrying that inside of the Western kit for the Origin Western Fact. That's an awesome product. It goes great in a bunch of our kits. It's going to be add-ons to a bunch of our kits. And so that's a great component. The next is an Insta-Fire Starter.
I am the fire starter.
And that fire
starter.
that is made in the U.S. It's an awesome fire starter. It does its job. It's very little needed. And then the final one is the Poly Striker Exotac, which is dope. That is also made in the U.S. That is a pretty comprehensible fire striker, you got it?
That's actually a super good example of the whole accountability thing, because we had originally we were gonna do the big lighters that were made in America, remember? But we went through the whole spiel of okay, we can't actually ship these. And
right, it was a big deal to start shipping lighter fluid, and so for us, we were gonna spend tens, 20s of thousands of dollars getting ready to ship lighters. We didn't know that was gonna be an issue, and we just contacted everybody that bought one and said, hey, can we do a fire starter? Is that okay?
Which I think is way cooler.
We'll give you a discount. We'll make it right. And we owned our mistake. And Heath worked really hard on this.
And he tried it out several times here, so that was super fun.
I don't know how to do it.
We'll let Heath do it because he will make it like a firework.
Yeah, you do it. Yeah, well, I think we already got banned from TikTok.
Yeah, we were
don't have
already
to
off
read the
TikTok. You didn't have to disarm.
Okay. So when you're using a ferro rod, it's beneficial to go ahead and scrape.
See? You burned my table! Just kidding.
So you get all the buildup of the ferro there, and then you throw it.
And then you throw it,
okay.
And then that last throw is what creates the ignition.
Yeah, that's a good one. That burned the table.
Yeah, it did. It was
I
really
told
good.
you it's like a firework.
I mean, that is a striker right there.
But this is also made in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah, and these are replaceables. These come out, right? They sell replaceables for these? Or is this one not replaceable?
I have the other one.
The other one is replaceable.
The other one's absolutely replaceable. This one's kind of like one and done.
Right.
But that's a 5/16 ferro rod, and it should last you a long time.
Y'all can't see this, but Dudley is behind the computer back there with bent over, scraping his ferro rod, trying to get it to go.
I didn't know that's how you were supposed to do it. No one ever taught me how to use a ferro rod. So I've been there Doug's over here. He's like,
right now.
how do you do this? Because my EDC bracelet has a ferro rod on it. I didn't know to scrape it first, and then.
So it also
You did
has
it,
to do with the
Yes.
angle there. So you want to bite into it.
Don't worry,
and
Gene.
push.
We have fire extinguishers. We're good.
Also angle your ferro rod down.
Like this?
No, the ferro rod.
Ah. Well,
Try to bite into it.
I would say what I think I am, but I don't want to get banned off another platform. Last time we said that word, we got kicked off of TikTok. I'm retarded.
Nailed it.
Yeah, so if you're not me, it's a great product. No, it's play with fire, so put it out. Carry an effing extinguisher. That's awesome.
Can you show the belt kit?
Yeah, we can totally
Such
show
a
the belt
sweet
kit.
kit too.
Yeah, dude,
Is
that's
it over?
awesome.
It's not, honey. Run.
Run, Tato, run!
Hey, there's one in the sales right there.
Heath runs a lot because of the phone. He gets his steps in that way.
Yeah, you got to get your steps in, guys.
I was going.
He's getting told, like, not that one. Use this one, not that one.
Not that one.
I think that's because
I literally went back and forth like this, like 5 hours.
Wait, is this official?
Yeah, so this
It's
is
It is
official.
official now.
That
What?
launched during Nazro.
So we launched this during NASRO, and the reason we launched it for NASRO is because it was built with a school resource officer or a police officer in mind, right? So this is the belt kit, super easy. What we like about it is that you can loop it to the belt just like this, or you can run your malice clips traditionally to molly up and down. So in your back, you've got your shears, 7 1/4 inch paddle shears, no big deal. Then this is what I really like. So this tab here, this is a high vis tab. When you pull it, your tourniquet comes up. Right?
So cool.
And so that way you can have quick access to it, and it also gives you quick access to your chest seals as well, right? And
Hey,
so
hey
I'll
Bob, can you do that again?
I can do it one more time for the kids at home. Right? And so, like I said, when you pull this, the tourniquet comes up, right? And that way you can grab it.
One more
super
time.
Easy. It is satisfying. And it is. I mean,
Wait,
come on.
wait, do it a little bit slower.
So you pull it, right? And the tourniquet's right there. Right?
I just love that.
Oh, you gotta love it, guys. Super. It is just a piece of webbing that you just pull. But it's intuitive, and I mean,
What a
it
time
works.
to be alive.
Right, it works. And ingenuity. I mean, right. So you got your tourniquet and your chest seals in the back, and then in the front you have your gloves right here, right? Because you want to have quick access. We have an S-mark bandage and then wound packing gauze, right? And then what I love about this. So right now we have non-hemostatic wound packing gauze, but Quick Clot will totally fit in there. Combat gauze will totally fit in there. But also, you can fit 2 Narcan canisters right here.
Yep.
So if you were a cop working the beat and you wanted to have like TQ chest seals and Narcan on you, really easy kit with your shears, quickly accessible. You can run it on your belt. It's not going to get in the way or frustrate you or anything like that.
Ooh, dud.
Yeah. We are always training whenever Saws is talking. He just dropped a little gem in there for us saying that be sure to recoat with fingernail polish before being around salt water or sweat. Otherwise, the ferrule rods will corrode.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
It
Did
makes
you know
complete
that?
sense.
I actually did not know that. That's super good
Yeah, that makes complete
information,
sense.
But that makes total sense.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
is the belt kit replacing the stud kit?
No, the stud kit's just a tourniquet and shears. This has some full capability here. Now, the stud kit we're trying to have made differently, but that's separate to this. This is not a replacement for the stud kit. The stud kit's still just a really great tourniquet holder with the shears application as well. And that's just, this is a completely different. You have medical components inside there too.
If empty, will it hold Jocko fuel?
It will. Ask me
I
how
wish
I
we
know.
had some.
Yeah, we're out of Jocko fuel right now. We have Jocko Milk.
That's wrong.
Y'all had to bring it up.
We have no Jocko Go right now, so production's
Thanks a
down
lot, Gladys.
87% right now. We're struggling. So we got time for, let's do 2 more questions. We got time. Any more questions? Somebody gave Bob fire. Yes. Bob always has fire.
Warrior Poet Scott said recoat with what? I missed that.
Recoat with clear fingernail polish, your ferrule rod, so that way it doesn't corrode. So if you're around salt water a lot, or if you're a sweaty dude. We're not around much salt water over here, but I'm a sweaty dude. What you got?
Before you take the last 2 questions, we were supposed to talk about this. You remember how you went out to the park and you talked to the moms?
Yeah.
And we found out that they didn't have even basic first aid on them.
No Band-Aids.
And I was talking to Britt about that earlier. The amount of parents that are going out for summer activities and they are not carrying first aid kits is insane. She treated another kid that she didn't even know who got hurt because the mom had nothing on her.
Yeah, so I don't know if that's American complacency, And we've just gotten to the point where we think there's going to be a first aid kit to wherever we go, and that there's going to be like EMS is always everywhere, and
Right.
I don't know what that is, but it is kind of weird that it's happened with our children, because usually that's like what people are the most protective over, right? Like I'm not, I won't eat, but my child will, right? Like same type of deal. Like if the masks drop down on the airplane, I'm putting my kids on first, and then I'm putting mine on.
I mean, historically,
No,
manipulation.
that is like
I know that's what they tell me not to do. I'm telling you that my paternal instinct would kick in.
you're no good to anybody if you're dead. Put the dang mask on you first, and then help your kid.
Yeah, and then I would be like, but my kid is right here needing air, right? I think that's just a paternal instinct in me. And maybe that'd be different, but it's really weird to see. So we've been doing some like on the street with Bob, and that's basically where I just like go talk to people and have a conversation, just like we're doing right now. And in that process, I've been talking to a lot of parents, and they've been both moms and dads, because those are your options. And both moms and dads, like especially dads, just no first aid. Like dads are like, no. And I was like, do you have like a Band-Aid for your kids? He's like, no, dude, I've got like maybe some duct tape in the truck.
And paper towel.
Yeah,
There's dirt everywhere.
Yeah, he's like, there's sticks. We could take bark. But I don't know why we've kind of allowed this to happen. We know kids hurt themselves. It's like what they do professionally. I have so many scars from when I was a stupid kid and a stupid adult, to be honest. So we as moms and dads, I think, need to be better advocates for one another. If you see like your mom and dad friends, like I have friends who also have kids, right? If you see them not having their stuff on them, you need to roast them. You need to roast them, and you need to really hold them accountable, because now you're going to be using your kid's stuff on their kid if there's an emergency, right? So do they have massive bleeding control? Do they have a de-choker? Especially if your kid's under 5, that's a big thing for me. And do you have just like basic gauze and boo-boos and everything like that? I mean, you could really solve all of this with a boo-boo kit and a de-choker. But you need to start holding other parents accountable. It's way more dangerous for stupid kids than it is for us.
We've actually had this question asked, not only here but on the videos of On the Street, and that was, are we giving them tourniquets?
No, I don't think so.
No, they want to know, like, did we give them some? Like, people really felt like we should be giving them tourniquets.
No. So the 2 women that I spoke to, I did not give a tourniquet. Here's the reason. I asked them, and they weren't interested. So I'm not going to force a gift. And second of all, they weren't trained in it. And so if I would have had the time to sit down and actually show them how to use a tourniquet, I would have been extremely comfortable like giving that to them. But me personally, right, because I was the one doing it, I didn't feel as comfortable just handing that to them with them not wanting it and not having the information behind it. So, but that being said, they both I think are now going to attend a training here locally, so that way they can get their skills. And I know one of them has already purchased a first aid kit. So it's all things. Yep.
Okay, so this is an interesting and kind of loaded question. The Rickster said, is there a giveaway today? There's not today.
Oh, yeah. Are we announcing that today?
I mean, we're not announcing it, but we can at least tease it. Jeez, I thought I was about to be in trouble.
Oh, okay. I was like, I don't think we're doing that today.
Did I miss something?
So, yeah, there's not a giveaway today. There is a giveaway that is dope.
Dude,
Like,
it is like,
we
out of every freaking giveaway we've ever done, every parent in here wants this one.
We had to literally write a stipulation.
Hey, I
Ryan
can,
is yelling, tell them.
I can wait a minute. I can give some hints. All right. My son used to work there, and you often hear click 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 click.
Yes.
No, so we actually had to write that employees could not win this giveaway. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a family pass to Six Flags for a whole year. So it's a 12-month pass to Six Flags, right? to any amusement park that they own, right? Whether it's a water park, theme park, amusement park. I think it's a Yeti cooler, 2 boo-boo kits, 2 hydration kits, and a family tourniquet pack. All that's going to come out officially, I believe, tomorrow or the next day. I'm not sure. It depends on when everybody's ready.
Media's trying to catch up.
Media's trying to catch
Because
up.
you guys just drop stuff on us all the time.
Yep.
So
100% my fault. But it's an amazing package, and it's going to be a super awesome giveaway, and it's just like the summer fun giveaway. And I don't know what – I think it's just going to be anybody who purchases. I don't think we're doing a buy-in limit. And so – I think that it's just really important for
No minimum.
I don't think so. I gotta look at it again.
That's Keith's favorite because you always get that one guy that's like a turd.
Well, I do think that we need to set some parameters. Like if you're just going to be somebody who wants to buy a turd just to enter the giveaway, and then it costs us $8 to ship every time.
Yeah, don't be a jerk.
Please don't be that guy.
Don't be a jerk. No, we always put like shipping parameters and stuff like that. We'll cover that protection there. Yeah, but I think this will be a really great summer fun giveaway. I think that, I mean, when we brainstormed it the other day, the group of us, we were pretty pumped. We wanted an experience and not just something like consumerism, you know? Everybody gives away stuff, and stuff is cool. We'll do more giveaways with stuff, but we wanted to give a family an experience, right? And so we're going to want to give you a 12-month window to go to Six Flags as a family as much as you freaking want, which is just awesome. And like the pass is like you get to skip all the lines, and you get like the VIP access and all that stuff. It's really cool. So all the details for the Summer Fun giveaway are going to come out tomorrow.
And that's a family of what size?
4. So that's 4, and then you can have as many kids under 2 as you want. So if you have like, it's 2 adults, 2 kids, and then 2 babies is what we figured, you know. And I felt like that was good for the average.
Someone, Jean Ellis said, would you give away the address for donations to Caleb House? So,
dropping the link in the chat right now.
Sweet.
Yeah, so, there's a, what is it, the link tree that he's probably going to drop?
No, calebhouse.org.
Yeah, Caleb House. You can always go straight to the website, calebhouse.org. You can learn a little bit about us and what they do. And then, you can donate through there. And if you have any other questions, you can always reach out through there as well to speak with one of the awesome homies over there at Caleb House who will help you out with whatever your inquisition may be. And yeah, I didn't see any other questions in there. Did you?
No. Brenda said she's never been to Six Flags.
Elijah, we talked about that. We talked about a Refuge training giveaway. I'm still messing with it. And my thing is I don't want to devalue the training. Yeah.
Medic Mouse, what should I worry about melting in my back in the oven? And then he put vehicle.
Any adhesive.
Adhesive on the cat is really the main thing.
Any adhesive on your chest seal, adhesive on your tape, adhesive on your cat. That's going to be your main concerns. Any glues.
Yeah.
Buddy. And then obviously if you have your lubricant's going to be a different viscosity because it's at a different temperature if you go to use it while it's still warm, so that's going to have a different effect. Yep. So that's a really weird training thing that probably nobody thinks about, but unless you've gone to do a naso when it's hot and you're like, oh, it's soup and goodbye, and then it's just not there anymore. But yeah, so anything with adhesive, anything that's going to be plasticky or jelly-ish. I don't think you'd have any issues with your burn dressing.
But that's a good, if you want to plug the idea of why we utilize the Halo chest seal.
Oh yeah, that is a great point. So the cool thing about the Halo chest seal is that there is an additional scriminant inside the adhesive, which is basically a large net that allows that even though it changes temperature rapidly, it keeps changing temperature, that scriminant holds everything in place to where then it can still be peeled off of that plastic sheet just as easily. It's not going to be more challenging. And one of the reasons we switched is I used the chest seal inside of a really hot environment, and I could not, for the love of me, get it separated. Yep. And it was a hyphen, and I started researching so deep as to what the heck is going on, and that's what led us to make the change to Halo. And
when I went through the Responder 3, nearly every one of us who utilized the Halo
struggled the same thing.
did the same thing. And, it's hot as can be,
Mm-hmm.
middle of summer, and every bit of the adhesive is coming off, or you have half of it tearing, and then you're
That's
just
kind of a big deal when
hoping that you can get that chest seal on appropriately.
Right. Yeah, somebody asked, Gene Ellis asked, what is the max temperature? I don't know what you're referring to, but
like where it would be unusable anymore, probably.
I don't know. And I'm comfortable saying that. I can look that up for you, though. Yeah, max effective temperature range of the chest seal? Probably like 140. I'm going to bet 130.
And that's up there.
Yeah, I would guess realistically 130, 140 is going to be your failing point there. If I was a betting man, I think you're going to start to see catastrophic failure. So if we don't have any more questions, does anybody have any more questions? Our vehicles here in Arizona reach over 150 degrees here in the summer. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty hot here too.
Yeah, we're here in Oklahoma. We totally understand you. We got that wet heat. You have the dry heat. I'd actually prefer to be where you are right now.
It's not the heat, it's the humidity. You learn that saying when you're southern. It's a very common thing.
Medic Mom said, I can cook an egg on my dash. LOLJK. I'm not kidding. I could probably cook an egg on my dash.
Especially if you have a black vehicle.
Oh, yeah, dude. It's over. So with that, guys, if we don't have any more questions or anything like that, as always, I love you deeply. I cherish you and all that you do for us. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for being our advocates. Go tell somebody about first aid today. Challenge them on whether they have a tourniquet or not. Make your friends carry first aid for their kids. And just be the change you want to be in the world.